Hello musici, let's continue to study our mensural notation. In this video, which is the second step of studying Missa Prolationum by Ockeghem, the Kyrie Christe Kyrie, we focus on the other voice of the first canon, which is the voice which works with this mensuration scene. This mensuration scene in the modern system of mensuration, modern I mean in the 16th century, because there is also the other one, the ancient system, means that the tempus, so the relationship between the brevis and the semibrevis, is imperfect. So in the brevis there are two semibrevis. So this video will be very easy because it's like reading in modern notation where all the subdivisions are binary. So this is a very simple part. The challenge will arrive next time. Now, how to do? This is the other part. So all the mensurations, all the notes are the same. The mensuration is always binary, and you have to be able, of course, to read ligature. So about ligatures, there is an entire chapter in the Cantus Figuratus course I created where you can learn everything about White Mensural Notation of the Renaissance, of course, and learning to perform directly from it. So now I go very quickly in order to understand and point out the most important things. Then, if you want to learn Cantus Figuratus, which is a mensural notation, there is an entire course of 90 lessons. Now, here, the first note is F out, which is a brevis. So, in total, 2 tactus, because here the tactus in this system is a semibrevis of 2 minime. Minima down, minima up. This way. Fa, ut, fa, la. This ligature indeed is brevis brevis because they are ascending. Semibrevis rest. Mi, fa, mi, ut, ut. These are all semibrevis, 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 and semibrevis. The very interesting thing is that if we now group our semibrevis, we have this grouping this way. And it's very interesting because to be very precise and correct, we have to write this rest close to the other note which creates the mensuration group. But what's the problem? The problem is the mensuration, is the mensural canon, because here, okay, both can actually work. But in the previous system, here, they couldn't work, because if I write this instead of this place here, this brevis now, it's quite ambiguous if it is perfect or imperfect. It's very ambiguous, because I can say, okay, it is imperfect now a parte post, not anymore a parte ante. But the composer wanted it to be, so this brevis to be imperfect a parte ante. Because here we have the mensuration, which is perfecta, the tempus perfectum. So in this point, since all is binary, we do not have any possible interpretation, so this is something put in this place in order to be more clear to the other system, where we have the tempus perfectum. Okay. Now we have, so, ut, 1, fa, sol, mi, fa, re, and this dot refers to the second note of the ligatura, which is a semibrevis, so semibrevis with a dot. Fa, re, mi, fa, mi, re, mi, fa. La, fa, sol, fa, mi, ut, fa, mi, sol, fa, mi, la. And this dot in the previous example, so in the video we did last time, the previous step with the tempus perfectum, this dot was a punctum perfectionis. Here it is a punctum augmentationis. Remember that in the ancient system, in the mensural notation, there are 4 dots, not only one. They are, I show you very quickly. The first one is the one you already know from modern music theory, called punctum augmentationis. Then, so if puncti dots are here in stage 5.6, so this is the PDF I have to download of the course. Yes, I can download it here, but I also have it here in, okay, Cantus Figuratus, chapter 5, exactly. These are all the exercises we do within the course, a lot of things. Where are the dots? Here. The first one is the punctum augmentationis, the one you already know from modern music, which serves to make the note longer of the half of the value, as in modern music. The other one is the punctum perfectionis, which confirms the perfection, so the fact that the note is 3. And the other dots are punctum alterationis and punctum divisionis, and these 2 dots are very special, particular because they are not dots you put on the note, but they are dots you put between 2 notes, in order to say, okay, here a ternarity or a binarity group is finishing. Binarity doesn't make sense because you won't use this when you have the tempus or in general the mensuration imperfecta. These are 2 dots you will only use with the mensuration with the perfect mensuration. They divide the 2 groups in one case so this one, the punctum divisionis, to better divide the groups and have different implications of imperfections, because this way, thanks to this group, we have, okay, an imperfection of this maxima, which is 2 longas, and then this is only 1 longa and 2 longas. Without this punctum perfectionis, it's a problem, because the rule of alteratio say that if imagine to do not have this, in this case we have the longa, which is 3, and then we have the alteratio here, so 2, this longa is double, and this is 1. So you have 3 more longas actually, instead of having the punctum, which creates 2, 1, 1, and 2. So 6 longas in total. Here, 9 longas. It's very different. And the punctum alterationis here creates an alteratio, what I've just said to you, but it creates the alteratio 1 and 2 because you have something finishing, so a ternarity is finished, and then a new 2-note group followed by another big note makes the alteratio, so the second note of the 2 smaller note altera, which means double in the value. So let's come back now here in our exercise, in our Kyrie. In this point, we were here. This punctum is a normal punctum augmentationis. Why? Because when the mensuration is imperfect, it works as in modern music. Punctum augmentationis. You do not have the other dots. The other dots work only with the perfect mensuration. Okay, and the mensuration of any note, it can be on the semibrevis, on the brevis, on the maxima, and on the longa. It depends on the mensuration we are reading. So this is La, which is 3 tactus. La, Fa, Fa, Mi, Re, Ut. Now, while the other voice will finish here, we, this time, with the tempus imperfectum, continue. Fa, Sol, La, Fa, Sol, La, La. And then, of course, here it's very important to know hexachordal solmization, because it's not written, but this is a Fa super La, because La, Fa, Sol, La, La. So, learn also hexachordal solmization. How does the Renaissance Musicus Practicus path work? You have hexachordal solmization, Cantus Firmus, and Cantus Figuratus. Now, in this period, up to the end of the year, I created 3 special offers for Cantus Figuratus and solmizations. Cantus Figuratus, also Cantus Firmus and solmizations. So this way you can learn all of these things and start, if you haven't started yet, because there are a lot of musicians studying solmization, you can continue or you can take the entire path to learn Renaissance music and being able to learn from the original sources without using anymore any transcriptions, which are useful to study counterpoint but not to perform Renaissance music. So after this is very easy, as I told you, it's a very short video. In the next one we have to pain a lot. We'll have a lot of pain, but now let's sing this from the beginning. Fa, ut, fa, la, mi, fa, mi, ut, fa, sol, mi, fa, re, mi, fa, mi, re, mi, fa, la, fa, sol, fa, mi, ut, fa, mi, sol, fa, mi, la, fa, mi, la. I'm not sure I counted 3 la, fa, mi, re, ut, fa, sol, la, fa, sol, la. And remember one more thing, the last note, the longa in this style, doesn't have a specific and a measured value. It only indicates, it only says to keep this note up to when the other voices have finished. So when you are, if you are a singer and if you are here, look to the other singers, and where you are on the final harmony, on the final chord, we can say, stop together. Okay. And so, very easy, you can download anytime we make this video, you can download the updated PDF with my scenes in order to read and perform mensural notation from the original sources, and see you in the next video, because here we have a lot to pain, even if there are a few tricks, but in any case, learn Renaissance music in the ancient way with solmization, Cantus Firmus and Cantus Figuratus. Do these things. There are a lot of things to know. It's not an easy path. I know there are a lot of things, especially we have to change our mind and point of view, but if you love Renaissance music, if you are a musician, if you perform Renaissance music and want to compose in this style, you have to run the path that the Renaissance musician did. I do not know any other path, unfortunately. This is maybe the longest one, but the one with which gives you the most concrete tools and most correct and authentic tools. Learn solmization and Cantus Firmus, link in the description. I have bad news for you. In the Renaissance, transcriptions didn't exist. All musici practici, indeed, read music directly from the original sources. They knew how to read ligatures and recognize the correct values, brevis, longa, semibrevis, maxima. They could accurately interpret all the mensurations, perfect, imperfect, tempus, modus, prolatio. They knew how to beat the tactus in accordance with the mensurations and the proportions. So, modern transcriptions are unnecessary. Yes, they can be useful if you want to study the counterpoint and the vertical setting. But do you really have the audacity to claim you perform Renaissance music and are an expert, yet you don't know how to read the notation used by the Renaissance musicians? Fortunately, today you too can learn how to read White Mensural Notation directly from the original sources without relying anymore on any transcriptions, no sense. I've prepared an entire course of 90 practical lessons for you, where I'll teach you gradually how to read figures and rests. How to correctly interpret mensurations in the ancient and in the modern system. How to correctly beat the tactus according to the mensuration and the proportions. How to correctly perform imperfect mensurations and perfect mensurations with all the rules of perfections and imperfections. How to correctly beat the proportions, even the most unexpected ones, like 5-3. How to correctly align the syllables of the text to the notes of the piece, and much more. 90 practical lessons, 200 pages of examples and exercises from the original sources, no transcriptions, only examples from the original sources. So, no more excuses to don't learn White Mensural Notation, sign up for the course, discover all the topics and the content, purchase the course and start learning White Mensural Notation today. Click here.